is gaining across foreign exchange markets as the dollar has crashed to 1,608 naira following the newly introduced electronic forex trading platform by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The naira, which peaked at 1,681 naira 45 kobo November 6, 2024, gained 73 naira 45 kobo to 1,608 naira per dollar at the official foreign exchange market, according to data obtained from the CBN's exchange rate portal. Released on Wednesday, the naira closed at 1,608 per dollar. That's naira per dollar, gaining 4.6% or 73 naira 45 kobo at the Nigerian foreign exchange market. Authorized forex dealers quoted the dollar at the lowest rate of 1,590 naira on Wednesday, stronger than 1,623 naira seen on Tuesday. The market also recorded the highest bid of 1,630, also stronger than 1,664, quoted the previous day at NAFEM. In a bid to strengthen the governance and transparency of the Nigerian foreign exchange market, the CBN introduced revised guidelines for the NFM. Now, the revised guidelines is aimed to deepen the foreign exchange market following the consolidation of all official FX windows. The circular issued by Director of CBN's Financial Markets Department supersedes prior directives, including the operational changes announced on June 14, 2023, and earlier circulars dating back to 2017. Well, let's talk to Mr. Aminu Gwadabe. He joins me via Zoom. He's the president of the Association of Bureau Change Operators of Nigeria. He joins me from Ikeja, Lagos. Thank you so much, Alhaji. It's good to have you on the show after a while.
Thank you very much, Tolu, for having me. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you for having me.
I think we should start with this Nigerian foreign exchange, this initiative of the Central Bank of Nigeria aimed at streamlining, of course, the issues around our FX market and addressing this disparity that has been on for some time. How would you react to this and the present state of our Naira?
Thank you very much. The EFMS, the Electronic Foreign Exchange Market System, is a platform that has been introduced by the Central Bank of Nigeria. We want to unify all the foreign exchange platforms so as there will be centralization and also democratization of the process. It has come with some achievements, as the takeoff was on the 2nd of December. The purpose first is to allow Naira to discover price, also to increase regulatory supervision, also to ensure liquidity, also to discourage speculation and make sure that there is liquidity in the market. It is a platform and in line with our advocacy. If you remember, in this forum, we have been calling for a unified foreign exchange market, for the foreign exchange market, where the three levels of the players can all be seen at the same time. The central bank as the catalytic actor, the money deposit banks, and the bureau de change. These are the three legs of the market. And we have seen in the circular where there are clarifications for bureau de change participation, only that is limited to BDCs that have met up the 500 million or 2 billion naira new recapitalization. So these are some of the objectives the FMs try to achieve, and also transparency. It has been discovered that there's a lot of, lack of transparency in the system. There are many platforms. I think the CBN did further stated in that circular that there should be no any other foreign exchange dealing outside that platform. So it's tilting toward centralization, is tilted toward a kind of unified market. So that's already make confidence more, increasing confidence. We have seen how the bonds issued by the central bank being oversubscribed with a lot of portfolio investment coming. The portfolio investment that are coming in the past 3 weeks have contributed heavily on this appreciation we are seeing. And it's like the portfolio investment keep on flowing.
Investors' confidence is gradually coming back. Alhaji Gwadabe, if I'm to understand your position, looking at the oversubscription and all that we've seen, are you confirming that it seems like the policies of government are getting to start to pay off, where investors are now getting to believe again in Nigeria's economy?
Even though still people are circumspect, traders are circumspect, because you see the depreciation is not even organic. Going by about 17 naira, 18 naira appreciation, some see it as a tall order to be maintained. However, yes, we have seen where the levels are doing, like you have said, the FM going about 1,608 to $1. We have seen even where the inflows and the NSP proceed are being even below the cash rate. The NSP proceed was being around at 1,630 yesterday. That's how it closed. Also, the other market, like you said, 1608, cash flows at 1655 to $1. However, this morning and afternoon, we have seen some reversal, oscillation, taking the dollar higher again, though it's still a minimal increment.
Let's talk about liquidity now in the market. We know there's always been an issue of liquidity before now. That's availability of the currency, that's FX. Tell us what's been happening with regards to that, and how has it been? Because I know the CBN has also been giving some FX to some BDCs. There was a time there was to be a re-registration. Or tell us about all of this and how it has affected the market.
The market description now in the market is that supply outstrips demand. So there is a lot of supply, that demand is very, very low, while supply is very, very high. And you know, it's simple economic logic. By the time the supply is more than the demand, definitely the price of that commodity must come down. Two, also, don't forget, too much naira sometimes is one of the factors that also bring this volatility in the system. Naira has been curtailed. We are all crying now, and I saw the CBN being proactive by issuing even guidelines to banks to ensure that cash in circulation is not being restrained, is not being limited to customers of the banks. So these are some of the factors, like I said, they are helping the naira fortune. Supply outstrips demand as we speak. So there is a lot of liquidity.
That sounds good. I also know that in the non-oil market, a lot of work is being done so as to improve non-oil exports so that government can also get effects from that end. But what about diaspora remittances, the IMTOs and all of that? What is the update with regards to all of this in the market?
Yeah. You know, these are government sources. Of our exchange earning. There are basic four sources. Yes, crude oil and gas output. We have seen a lot of investment in that sector, a lot of productivity, a lot of increased output that is coming out to help the buffers of the currency of the nation. We have seen our buffers, fiscal buffers, rising above $40 billion. Yes, we have seen diaspora remittances coming in the range of about $600 million per month. We have seen increased investors' confidence, whereby even the bonds of the central bank is usually oversubscribed. So all these put together are helping to ensure the liquidity is sustainable.
Now, the CBN and the BDCs, we know that there's been a lot of meetings and all of that before now, but let's look at progress being made now, yes, at the moment, Alhaji. I know a lot of back and forth at the time, but it seems like the central bank is focused, and the aim is we're going to address this issue that has to do with the FX. And one thing the central bank governor said even last week was Nigerians need to begin to reorganize themselves. The urge for foreign products and all of that must also reduce so that this dependence on FX can. But I'm asking you, Matt, really, what is your relationship now as an association with the Central Bank of Nigeria, and what are the challenges you face at this time? I know the rates and the percentage in the exchanges and all of that has been an issue, the margins and all. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I want to use this medium to say that there is a good improvement, good development in our relationship with the Central Bank of Nigeria. You know, the new guidelines is an albatross on our members. due to its own difficulty, due to its own uncertainty and documentation requirement. Over time, we have been engaging the Central Bank of Nigeria, like you have said. First, we want to appreciate their understanding for the extension of the deadline. We have secured 6 months extension. That is commendable from the Central Bank of Nigeria. It has given some relaxation, at least. A lot before, there is a lot of confusion, there is a lot of anxiety. People were not ready to meet that financial requirement. So it became very, very difficult for members to really put up that capital and participate. So we believe with this extension of the 6 months, our members who are doing strategy session on how we can do mergers and acquisition, and how we can do upgrade of the existing bureau de change. Also, the other directors that are not having eligible license have been allowed to form new ones. So these are some of the strategies we are using to guide our members, and also the sources in the new guidelines have given the bureau de change flexibility for sourcing of dollars. The only issues is the infrastructure and then the mode of payment. The mode of payment is said that you can only do 25% and 75% card, 25% cash and 75% card. So we're looking at the cost of infrastructure. ATM machines now are even dissolute. They have been abandoned because there is no cash. So going into manufacturing of card, while you have no much cash to settle that card, it will become a very huge problem. So cost of infrastructure is still high. The mode of payment also need to be looked into. Also, not long ago, our members are not clear on one of the major sources that the CBN stated in the new guideline, which is participation in the IFM window. But in the recent updated circular, the CBN did mention clearly that BDCs are permitted to participate in the interbank market once they have met up the new requirements. So this has come in with more clarity, is definitive, and it has added spice to already existing applicants and also investors that are willing to participate in the subsector.
Sounds really more interesting. Now, sharp practices in the foreign exchange market, that is one thing that the CBN has always talked about, and that's why they are trying to strengthen governance and transparency in this market space. But I would ask you again, and I always like to ask you this question, how are you also managing your members that are taking advantage of innocent Nigerians that need this FX and they are being exploited? How do you also check all these excesses and make sure that they operate within the confines of law that governs your kind of business?
Yes, we have raised two important issues now. We have spoke about sharp practices, and if I understand you are also talking about pricing. For sharp practices, yes, we are a self-regulatory organization. We have been talking to our members to ensure that they comply with their obligations. They put anti-money laundering and terrorism financing measures. The CBN has been going around for inspection. The NFIU has been going around for inspection. As we speak, many of our members have received monetary penalties. Some have received warning in some certain deficiencies that the examination discovered by the Central Bank of Nigeria. Also, our members are also going through strategy session, like I've said, for corporate governance. Yes, I'm not holding brief for the Central Bank. Not long ago, they have revoked about 4,500 of our members, hinging that on non-compliance. And two, you are also aware that Nigeria is working fast to ensure we exited the grey list. So everybody is on task to ensure that we have achieved this important fiat for the country. So both security and regulatory agencies, operators, everybody is cooperating to ensure that the market is honest and there is transparency. The main purpose of the FM's platform is to ensure that there is transparency and accountability. Then the issue of also pricing. Pricing, if you go back to your demand and supply, you find that the factors that determine price is not a single behavior. There are different behaviors in the market. So sometimes the generalization of criminalization is what even put us at a disadvantage. The FX market, now as we speak, you talk about what do you call it, Bitcoin crossing over $100,000 is a very, 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 very competition to this market that we have as at today. So the loss of confidence in our local currency, because people are now investing. Nigeria, remember, have the highest second adoption in the world. So a lot of people, due to inflation, we're having a very high inflationary trend in the country. So a lot of people are not willing, and that leads to currency substitution. You now, Tolu, you want to buy $100 and you are scared because of the store of value, then it's not ideal. You said it's my own members that are creating that volatility. Also, like you have said it, our own earnings, non-export proceed is still very, very, very low. So I can see the CBN trying to do a lot of encouragement to ensure that the non-oil export proceed have also improved so that there will be liquidity. Why do you have a black market? It's just like petroleum. It's once a product that is scarce, that will be seeing some sharp practices. So if they make it available, the Bureau de Change have played this role in meeting the critical retail end of the market by ensuring there is accessibility, two keywords, accessibility and availability, convenience. These are some of the features of the Bureau de Change. Customers accesses, visibility, they are visible, and then it's convenient. You come to this country at the airport by 2 a.m., you don't see any bank that is open. You all see a Bureau de Change that will you change your dollars and get your naira to take taxi to your hotel. So these are some of the things that the critical role the Bureau de Change are playing in the market. And we have the central bank always leverage on the Bureau de Change to ensure price stability, to ensure the gap that is wide is being closing, to ensure demand monitoring mechanism. Because it's with BDC, you'll be able to have a clear demand monitoring mechanism. How much isn't being used for travel? How much isn't being used for school? Till now, Mr. Tolu, nobody can give you the figure of school fees and medical fees in this country. And I challenge any data, any statistics that can give me correct and optimistic figure of the total school fees we spend in this country or medical that we spend in this country. So it's by the use of these retail ends, you'll be able to have data, you generate data and see what quantum of your foreign currency is going out, what quantum is coming in. As we speak, you are aware, even in terms of diaspora remittances, there are a lot of IMTSO that they don't have the last mile in this country. And this money are externalized and not even coming into this country. So there is the need to also engage stakeholders. There are a lot of meetings between the BDCs and the IMTSO where we can come up and put liquidity. Billions of dollars are being kept by some few monopolies in the market. So we need to break that monopoly. We need to make it centralized. We need to make it democratized.
You've wrapped up this conversation. I wanted to ask you, we are in the December season already. It's the end of the year. And I would greet you as we're moving on. We're celebrating Christmas and New Year. Do you think that we would have that peak where the dollar might go high again? Are you projecting that? Or what is your outlook for the end of the year?
Yeah, like I said, all the parameters are positive.
Great.
Crude oil and output is increasing. Diaspora remittances is increasing. Investors' confidence is increasing. And we expect to see more portfolio investment coming in as we go into the end of the year and probably the beginning of the year. So I want to say to some certain degree of confidence that I don't expect volatility to continue, while the CBN should also continue to ensure that they are moderate, they are flexible, and also respond to stakeholders' requirements as soon as possible, so that we can continue to sustain the appreciation of our local currency. We can only be a strong nation if our currency is strong. If our currency is not strong, there is no way we can be the giant of Africa. America is the giant of the world because of the almighty dollar, not because of its weaponry.
Amos, thank you so much. Interesting conversation. Alhaji Aminu Gwadabe there. He's the president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria. Enjoy the rest of your day and hope to see you again soon. Probably at that time, it might be 1,200 to $1. I'm hopeful. All right. Thank you so much, Alhaji. Enjoy the rest of your day.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, interesting conversation with Alhaji, I must say again there. But when we move to our next conversation, we'll focus on Nigeria's oil and gas industry. Yes, the issue of local refining is still a burning issue. But Harcourt Refinery is up and running. According to the NNPC, a lot of reactions have trailed this development. Dr. Ayodele Oni